Hi, I'm the Paranoid Survivor, and them Titans be scary. Now, I've never been much of an anime watcher. Really, I've only seen Angel Beats, Sword Art Online, and Death Note. But as it was with all of them, my friends kept bugging me to watch it. Finally, I gave in, and holy shit am I happy I did so. This is the most talked about anime of 2014 by far, and trust me, I can see why. The beautiful landscape, the well-crafted characters, the emotions, the completely original and immersive world. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The anime just throws us in its world with no explanation. This creates intrigue, especially with a world this interesting. It all has this 19th century Germany feel to it, and you can easily see they drew inspiration from their folklore, while at the same time combining it with steampunk and modernizing it. It constantly hits that it's set in our world, yet never completely gives it away. The whole story is set in a city divided by 3 walls. The walls protect them from the Titans. Yes, we're not on top of the food chain anymore. Instead, we have 15 meters tall, regenerating, creepy sons of bitches that can only die getting hit in one specific part of the body. Well, we're fucked. But no, apparently we're not. And half the appeal comes from seeing how humans adapted to this radical change of circumstances. It both combines the past, the present, and the future. The future being the soldiers that fight against the Titans, which are essentially medieval fucking Spider-Man ninjas. Yeah, and it's as awesome as it sounds. In the bigger Titan battles, you will be experiencing some intense shit, complete with an extremely stylized art style and fantastic rapid camera movements. It just perfectly captures the fast-paced and epic war between humans and nature. However, what the show gains in its action, it lacks in its usual animation. Sometimes you'll randomly just get unanimated pictures, which I'm guessing are there because of budget cuts. This wouldn't be such a problem if the world, as ridiculous as it may sound, isn't extremely immersive. It just breaks the atmosphere, which speaking of is great most of the time. It does what it wants and ranges from fuck yeah epic to red wedding depressing. This is all even better with the show's orchestral score. The music is a masterpiece. I mean, just listen to it. It goes with everything. And combine that with a giant fucking battles featuring characters you're connected with, and your mind will be blown. However, not all of the characters are spot on. Don't get me wrong, it's all extremely realistic and the character development going on in most of them is on par with shows such as Breaking Bad. For instance, the main character just comes across as a whiny little bitch that is way too hostile towards everyone. It gets better in the later episodes, but he never even comes close to his friends and comrades, and especially when he's being a dick to them, you just want to go there and slap his fucking face off. But other than that, there are no real characters that make you cringe. Even the ones that seem like cliche douchebags at the beginning realistically grow both physically and mentally, and you suddenly start noticing that they're also growing on you. Oh, but did I mention the Red Wedding? Yeah, it's one of those shows. As epic as it can get a lot more gritty and realistic. This isn't like a lot of media that just show the awesome side. No, on the contrary, this show loves to show as much blood and disturbing grittiness as possible. And yes, it's not afraid to kill one of its main characters, which makes you feel like all of this just adds to the dark tone, but the horror you endure makes the victories twice as good. Even though the show can take itself way too seriously sometimes, and the often predictability of it doesn't help. But as I previously mentioned, the show can go from extremely predictable to holy fuck what the fuck in a matter of seconds. Really, even at its lowest points, the show does not cease to amaze both the brain and the eyes. The expertly written plot, the genius characters, the rich culture of the world and the great art all add to the experience. I would actually compare this to a Christopher Nolan film. It takes a ridiculous and seemingly childish concept and explores upon it, refines it, polishes it into realism with beautiful writing and dialogue, complete with a high production value. So what is my final verdict on it? As I said, I haven't seen a lot of anime, and the ones I have are all extremely well done. So I'm happy to announce that no, I didn't just waste the last 2 days, I invested them into watching this masterpiece of music, art and writing. I absolutely adore it. It might annoy you on some points and decisions, but nobody can argue that this is in fact a great fucking thing. Sadly, this is only the first season, but don't worry, the end is complete with its own what the fucks and twists you'll probably see coming. Whatever criticisms I had, it barely scratched the overall greatness that this anime is, so I give it a rating of 9 out of 10. Survivors, salute.
Feel the 那些神通，feel the 野感。